Is that an exception to this?
Hi guys, and welcome to this live broadcast of Live at City Hall for the 26th of August 2024. We're off to a very late start here. 2:30, Mayor just arrived. Several councillors not here, the admin staff, they are in place as normal to look at the city's business. But as I said, a lot of councillors not here or haven't arrived yet for this 2 o'clock sitting. The mayor has begun with the
Page 4.
review of the minutes of the last meeting, and this meeting has commenced. So let's listen in.
Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Page 10. Page 11. Page 12. Page 13. Page 14. Page 15. Seems like the town clerk doing a good job. As the adding an answer correct. Page 15, I see here under where the mayor, just before we voted, the mayor said that they were, I said not enough alternative. And I see they say were enough. Right, TC? So not enough allowed us to be able to go into a situation where we'll have to employ more persons. Page 15, page 16, page 17, page 18, 19, 20, 21. Can I have a mover? Moved by Councillor Ellis, seconded by Councillor Mason. Matters arising, any page. We don't need to go through page by page. Yes. Page 4. Proceed, Councillor.
Raises this because I must say that I'm deeply disappointed. The issue of the administration inability to provide us with information that is related to billboards around the city.
So you're standing on page 4 where I think Councillor De Armas would have challenged the issue. Is it on page? It's on page 4. Oh yes, we talk about Fixel and Clayton Hines talk about that, those things. Yes, go ahead.
We have an engineering department. And simple thing like this. And I raised this issue not so long ago at the committee meeting. I think it become necessary for us to have an investigation of that department. Something is wrong with the level of proficiency of the department as a whole, and those staff at the department. We cannot allow this situation to continue. We cannot promote mediocrity. We cannot do that. They're doing us a disservice. We are paying people to do their work, and they must do their work. Every day, billboard going up around the city, and nobody, they don't know, they don't see. And it brings me to the next question. How much money are we collecting? I don't know if the Secretary can provide an answer on that in relation to billboard. I would further ask that we give specific instruction to the engineering department that they provide answer on the amount of billboard within 72 hours. I think that is enough time for them to answer us. And they must do it. I am disgusted about this situation. People are taking us for granted. And we cannot allow this situation to continue. That is my contribution on this issue.
Any other contribution? Yes, Councillor Hine.
Mr. Mayor, Councillor Officers, I'm happy to hear that intervention because for quite some time, years, I'm talking about 3 years, I noticed that my colleague, Mr. Llanos, raised this matter and was seeking to have some information on the last council, whether we were getting any payment for this board. Now, I always say that the business of councillors here is not, has nothing to do with which group or party or agency you come from. It has to do with the service we provide that to the people of it. And this is a critical matter while we are inclined to accommodate these commercial requests from people. The council must have data in relation to what exists so that when applications come, an informed decision can be made in relation to this matter. Currently, we have applications, say from an agency called Pixel. And I understand quite recently that Pixel is the agency that the police requested to put up that billboard, that board that they got established and marketed and link it into the cameras that they have on there. I'm saying Pixel has also have a request. And it's on that basis we sought to have this information. Until now, that information has not been provided. And I really don't want to really flack anybody. It is not my style. But I believe that if a person has a responsibility, then there is a duty to exercise that responsibility in relation to what you're being paid for. We have persons who are titled engineer, head, deputy assistant, and a whole host of other titles under that. Now, this department is the department that's supposed to have this information as to what exists. We have been trying to get that. I think that the information, but the actual process the application come, the engineer expect to decide on the side of the board, the finance committee decide on the rates and so on, payments are made. We do not know whether we have been receiving payment for all these electronic billboards and ordinary board that exists. We do not. So it is difficult for us to process any other application to fix a rate. And I'm saying, sir, I agree with my colleague, we should have a directive from council to this department with a timeline attached as to when this information, he did say three days. I agree, because the information has to be there already. And we also, and putting together this information, must also be the data in relation to the monies that we have been receiving over the years, so that if these agreements that we have with these people got these boards, if it comes up, say for review, we can look and see if there's a need for increase, which is part of the request that has been made already, just which we can go forward with. So I'm saying the administration has left us in a quagmire, and the council has no other alternative but to perhaps seek to give a directive so that this matter can come to a finality, so that the council can move on with its work of addressing those other requests that come to us. Thank you.
I hear you, Councillor. I was trying to say to my other colleagues here, trying to shorten these things. Maybe I'll put timelines to these to your presentation so that we can move on. Anyway, I heard your point, and I do agree too that, or echo the same sentiments, that we must do something about this. I know that myself and the top crowd, based on the minutes of the meeting, will reflect that we ought to have met with one of the persons who put enough signs, or who has signs, which is the impressions. We have met with those persons. I'm not sure if we got top crowd report. What is if the gentleman would have provided any information to us regarding his signs. But outside of his signs, I think he has about 25. We need to also clear up issues that relate to payments, as well as matters of how we proceed forward. But Dr. guide us on that meeting.
So the meeting was held and Mr. Supla was asked to submit a list of the locations for his billboard. That was subsequently submitted to me. At that meeting, we discussed the payments that are outstanding. He did admit, yes, that he owes the council for a few years and he doesn't mind paying. But he indicated that he's going to send the list for us to have a look at it. I believe that is the way that we were going. We identify those billboards that belongs to him, so we were in agreement with him. Then we'll try to identify those other billboards around the city and then ask those persons to come in and pay or whatever the council decides. So we have started that. We've also, council has also decided that they were going to seek some guidelines from the Ministry of Public Works in relation to those billboards. A letter was sent to the ministry seeking those guidelines. And as soon as I have that, everything could be tabled to the council for them to make a holistic decision going forward.
All right, so what I've heard Councillor Song and I've heard Councillor Hines on this particular matter. What I'm gathering from them is that we need more action, or we need a bit more vibrancy from the various departments, because it's only because of us citing this issue is where we are able to choose to address it, when in fact this thing has been going on for some time, and it's merely an administrative responsibility to be able to deal with these issues and to have all the information above board. Councillors, I heard you and I heard the town clerk. I want to make a recommendation, but I'm hopeful that I hear something else, even if from either Councillor Saul or Councillor Hines, based on what the town clerk said, how we should be able to treat with this moving forward. So, Councillor Saul, please share you.
You know, this council should be able to determine our rates and don't see guidance and say,
No, but that part, I will rule on that. I will not, I'll dismiss the issue of central government. So we deal with our stuff here.
as I said before, the administration, whichever department was given assigned. And I am for 72 hours because you know what? Those boards, the billboards, for them to be erected, permission first must be obtained. And if permission was not given, and the administration observed that these things were going on, they should have taken appropriate action. They did not. That's dereliction of duty. They did not. And we have asked for the boards, how many boards in the city? Since no. And we ain't get it. Jesus come and gone. Supposed to come back, and we'll be coming back, and we ain't get it. But that is the time we have waited for simple information. And therefore, 72 hours is reasonable for them to information.
I know. I only ask. I want to add more. Trying to slow down this meeting today, or at least not slow it down. I mean, fast forward it. Sorry about that. My bad. Anyway,
CC, I heard reviews
Check,
in relation to
check.
what we are doing. I have gotten, I believe,
impression send you something. Fine. So what we have is a case where what we know is impressions. What we have to find out now is all those other signs. So 72 hours might be a little tight. To be able to get the engineer department to go and identify what is all the signs, where we'll be able to separate whose signs happen to be this and all the details surrounding it. I would say 72 hours is how much? Three days? No, 72 hours is a little tight. With the limited staff we have and the engineer department, where the engineer is. Mr. Boston is here? Boston, please come to the, through you to talk to Mr. Boston. How long you think it will take you or your department to be able to get up, all the signs or all these billboards and so on around the city in a different, all the various sections, um, and to have those listed with us, which it will state who's the sponsor of the or who using that billboard. So maybe if we don't get to the owner or the person who put it up or who's collecting fees on that behalf, we'll be able to get to the person who sponsored the sign and ask them who caused that to be there. So at least we'll get to the bottom. How long would it take you to identify all the billboards? We have from impressions how much billboards concerns them, which you'll see. So you'll know this concerns impressions, and this is all the other ones that outside of that. How much time you need to be able to do that? The council suggests 72 hours.
Mr. Mayor, councillors, officers will definitely need more time than 72 hours.
So tell us, 5 days, seven days.
Specifically, like Central Georgetown, we will ask.
Central Georgetown we're talking about.
We'll ask
We're
for.
talking about Georgetown itself, but we ain't talking about outskirts of Georgetown.
Well, we talk about the St. James to Seawall, to Hatfield Street, to Water.
No, we want the whole of Georgetown.
The whole of Georgetown.
Yeah.
Um, let's say Central Georgetown from St. James to Seawall, Water Street. Oh, that's for a week, sir.
Huh?
5 working days.
So we 5 working days.
Yeah.
So they're gonna carry it to next week Monday. Working days.
The extent of Georgetown will take some other time.
Let me hear you quickly, madam, before I. Mhm. Mhm.
One, how many billboards they have in the constituency one, and they go out to they bring in constituency one, they submit it to the town clerk, and they submit it to the council. Constituency two, the same. So at the end, they would cover the entire Georgetown, they would miss no street. So nobody could come back to say that they didn't go through there.
Mhm.
Constituency is the best way to go through with it for constituents. So if you want to start in Agricola, you could start in Agricola, where Agricola starts and ends as a constituency, then it goes to constituency 2, constituency 3, 4, 5, 6.
I hear you. Right, because if you lump it as all these signs,
You're gonna miss a lot.
then we can't be able to go and do our own personal evaluation, and that's something we also need to do to understand the quantum of the signs that we have, and within art. So we look at constituency. So I hear that view. Let me hear you, Councillor Singh.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Very quickly, in order to talk about, rather than 72 hours to find out they did vote well, why don't we use 72 hours to produce one receipt? At consecutive
No, we coming.
finance meetings, we've asked for one.
We coming up with that. I commented the treasurer just now. I ain't reached to yet.
Let's get one.
But I dealing with the engineer for now.
Well,
But I hear you. I'm coming to that because that was one of the points that Councillor Saul suggested. Go ahead, All right. Okay. But we need the constituencies that has most of the signs. So we're talking about Central Georgia, which is constituency 1. So we do, let me see, we do 1, 2. Evaluate those that has the most signs, rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4, which you're not got no signs in 3 or 4 or 5 and them things. I'm just saying, but let me do those that you know have the most signs. So we do the maximum to the minimum. So you don't have to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that order. You do it from the maximum, who has the maximum signage, you name it constituency, whatever, and then you come down to the others, till you get to the minimum. the ones that have the minimum. But you'll be able to give us the all of Georgetown, all 15, well, even in Sapphire, all 15 constituencies. And you say 5 days, you'll be able to provide us with that.
No, not all 50. But we'll try to see how much we could account.
Fine. So in the first 5 days, one, you'll give us as much as you can, whatever. And listen, I hear it of you. We give it 2 weeks to do all. 2 weeks, 14 days. But as you finish them, you send it to the town clerk. As you finish constituencies, you send it to the town clerk. Those in favor of that position, please do by the show of your hands. All right, man. I don't want to hear anything else more from you, man. Good. Those against? No other against. That is carried. Now let's move to the issue of receipts and payments. Through you, Madam Town Clerk, we're hearing that persons for these things to happen, you have to have payment orders. The payment orders gotta come from the engineer's department, goes to the treasurer's department to allow for those people to pay for those things. There must be some record or paper trail that we could find to address these issues. I would like to hear from the treasurer, because this thing was raised at the last finance committee meeting where we spoke about it and we didn't get any particular answer, but she said she will do some research. I don't know if she has done any research and she could update this council. Through you, TC.
Good afternoon, Your Worship, councillors and officers. In connection with the issue that faces us today, right? I'm asking.
We're not hearing you. I'm not sure what's going on. Tap.
Yes, concerning the bill. Let me start back. Councillors, officers, and Your Worship, the Mayor. In connection with the issue that faces us today, in connection with the billboards, concerning the receipts, I'm just asking for a list so that we can look for the receipts. All the persons who paid in connection with the billboards.
Listen, here on this thing, I'm coming to you, Councillor. This thing works where you have a payment order. I'm saying to you, Madam Treasurer, that you could check with your department at the lower end and ask them how they normally process this thing. There's probably a number or whatever, or how they bill it. I don't know. There's none of me business to understand that, but they could tell you how they bill for billboards, and you'll be able to have records in your system to speak. So some form of a receipt, or as my what's one my council is saying, at least one.
Okay, by tomorrow.
Right, you should be able to get that. And in addition to that, I'm sure you could check with the town clerk on what concerns Mr. Impressions, and they have a list. They sent the list to her, but I think they sent it WhatsApp to me as well, because I did ask them to send it both to her and myself. All right, so by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Any question from you, Council Alfonso? She got know which person she is. Yeah. Oh.
Process. Isn't there a revenue center in accounting? The cost center, the revenue center.
Yes, I understand where you're coming from.
There's no line item for this that we can.
Well, but that's why I just told her there's a number item for this item, the item, where to classify it. That's the word you're looking for.
So historically, when we've been producing and presenting.
Yeah. There's a classification for this in her treasurer's department, and I know this because for this thing to happen, Councilor Alfonso, it has to have an order, and there's an order. Now I could get information. Remember, I got enough places I could tap here to be able to get it, but I don't want to do their work. They must do their work, and the treasurer just committed to us that there is a classification that she could pick up and she'll be able to figure it out. And outside of what she's saying is that there's a list for at least one customer. You'll check that list and you'll be able to find that. So I think we over that issue. And we'll be able to get that kind of information moving forward. Thank you, Madam Treasurer. All right, that's regarding page 4. Um, page 4, we talk about that. Page, anything on page 5? I see Councilor Solomon here. As I wanted to ask him something based on some things you had there. All right, we are at the. I have something to raise on page 6 because I did ask Mr. Rollins to provide us with on the page 6, was it the 1, 2, 3, but the 6th paragraph on the bottom, a list for us as councilors to understand how much sanitation workers we got. One was streets to walk in because from time to time I see her, we walk in, we're doing this, we're doing that, and I'm still seeing the place having some challenges or a lot of filth or people and a lot of scrubs along the way. So TC, I think I did indicate this to you in a text, which I probably wanted it also to discuss at the level of our agenda. But I'm not sure if Mr. Rollins was able to provide you with anything.
Was provided, but at the time we were asking if it was on the agenda, it wasn't.
Okay.
I do have the information.
Want to cut over, man? Oh, you want me to understand? Okay.
Yes, sir. I have the information here. If you wish, I can share it in the councilors group so that everybody can have a look.
So in order to not to discuss it because it's not before us, we will all have a look at it and to properly scrutinize it. Which committee we sending that to? The solid waste?
Yes, sir.
But the solid waste don't hold meeting, so I don't know. We're sending it there.
Sir,
I don't know what's going on with that meetings. So
sir, I did speak to Carolyn this morning
Mhm.
about having that committee meet next week. So we should have a meeting.
all right, here what happened. I don't believe we should have, because the rationale behind this is, even though it's a solid waste issue to look at, we also got to look at a financial component of it, where we got to determine how much other people we want to deal with, how much other persons we may have to look to employ based on what's going on. So we want to go to solid waste. We have a finance meeting this week, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for discuss.
Tomorrow is specifically to discuss the.
And then you got another finance coming up.
We have another one. I spoke to Carolyn again about having the regular finance
Right.
before the end of the week, so we can have.
So
the stable.
so bring that there because it has a financial component that they want to look at. And so fine, we'll bring it there. We'll have, because at least most key persons is be part of those meetings. 2 or 3 persons might turn up at Mr. Solid Waste meeting, and then we really get nothing flesh out. So this is very important. Outside of that, TC, okay, I know we having a meeting tomorrow to discuss how we allocate certain funds. And again, maybe I will raise a number of things here related to what we spoke about here, street orderly and garbage trucks and skip bins. So maybe from this component of this discussion, some of that will be fleshed out tomorrow in that meeting as to how we allocate those funds that the ministry is giving us for the subvention. All right, page 7, page 8. Well, I'm going to go through it by pages. Huh? Oh, sorry, Brother Dial, I didn't see you. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
August 13th being the deadline for the kitty market.
Oh, you want to talk about that? Yeah. It was. Yeah, take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
The Market and Public Health Committee met. At that meeting, we also had a site visit of the market. There are a couple of small items near the doors and so on that we need to sort out. We also discussed matters of, I'll ask the deputy also to speak on this just now. the issue concerning garbage and how we dispose and a number of things. That meeting was held last week. Um, and we now at the point where that will come to the full council for one of those committee meetings for us to determine all the persons whom occupy the market will be sending out notices. Even though we made that decision, was that a joint finance and thing meeting? Right. So what, because it was a finance as also a public health meeting, we made certain recommendations right off the bat to have these matters advertised concerning writing to the publicizing to those persons who occupy the market before to come into us and all that. So all that was decided upon. So those persons could be aware of what's going on. We also made a recommendation as to what the fee structure is supposed to be and all of that kind of thing, which hasn't changed from the previous council's position, which is about around $200 per square foot. Some other was a varied, maybe it's on the external, some like to 20 to 30, something like that, but based on size. So I think that is where we at on this particular matter. And I think the town clerk, based on the committee, the standing committee will move to start sending out notes because we give a timeline. Like my good friend Alfonso always say, timeline. We give a timeline as to when we want this done. I think we said by the 7th of September, right? We must, all these notice, but things must be published. We give the people a chance to come in to us by that time. And by that time, we'll be able to report at that statutory meeting what's going on so that we could be able to move the process forward and have a opening before sometime in September, maybe mid to the end of September. October, no? Yes, we said October, we'll opening up. No, October and September, but effective date. This is one of the things we said. We said that the contract itself, while we know that sort of people got to put the stock in place, they got to do some little remedial work. Some person might have to go and get their own GPL and all that. Even though GPL, right, and so on, we have to give them an effective date sometime in October to give them that grace period to be able to get their house in order and to get the market open. So all those things were fleshed out and discussed at that meeting. That meeting will come up in early September at our next Saturday. You'll be able to raise any other things that you feel is pertinent to the issue. But for now, we're moving the process forward to go to the news, to go to the media, to state exactly what's what, get those people to come in and to reach with us, and then to see how we could start formalizing the contract. We even made an arrangement to vary the contract itself to have non-subletting because we realize that people do that a significant lot. We don't know how we'll be able to avoid it, but we're putting measures in place to have it in the contract to bind the people or to those terms and conditions that we feel is relevant. All right? Very well. Yes.
Come up with a proposal to address the issue of solid waste disposal in the commercial district.
Which solid waste person? The solid waste of wherever or the one that I don't want it?
Mr. Narine, give us a commitment. But what I will ask, if we can, in addressing this issue, I did suggest to Mr. Narine we should seriously consider the commercial operators. They should pay us a fee for us to cart off the waste. Additionally, they must get receptacles. I
want to stick a pin there. For you to treat with that, you got to treat with it in your budgeting cycle. So we can't come up with something new unless.
Mr. Mayor, I agree with you. As I speak to you, you're working on a supplemental budget.
Very well.
And it would be covered there.
And that's what I'm saying. So now in the supplemental part of it, very well. So in the supplemental part of it, you can introduce it, but you can't tell us about it now unless you know. It must be. It will only be a conversation. So you gotta bring it in at the point where you feel we want to introduce it, and you and
Yes, it will be addressed.
very well.
Very importantly, though, under the public health and so on, the receptacles.
Mhm.
I saw business people, I think it was a Chinese man come out on the street and dump it. We cannot encourage that.
Well,
We cannot encourage
what I could say to you, we had a meeting again with the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce. Um, we had certain commitments. I will raise it just now under the decision column where we have some notes that's supposed to be provided between our side and their side, for us to have a joint public statement. TC, when we reach to that decision, I'll ask you
Okay,
to,
Mason.
yes, to provide that joint public notes in this case, and then I will reach out to Mr. Hudson and let they provide us with their notes, or they marry the notes together so we can have a public statement. I see it's part of the decision column that speaks about a joint public statement. But the only way you can have the statement is if you have the notes. So if you could provide those notes, because you were the one who were taking the notes, right, TC?
Sir, I believe more importantly than putting out a public note is the need for the business owners to have their waste receptacles, and that is what I've been targeting.
I
Because we can put out a public notice and they can.
no, but the public notice is not necessary. The public notice is to show the collaboration that we're having with the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce on this issue. So when we can start locking up people left, right, and center, or charging them, as I remember, Malcolm by the office when we had you were there, no? I'm not sure, Deputy. When we had a meeting, when I had a press conference with Critic, and he said, Mentor, until I see somebody in handcuff, a very important person in this country, whoever it may be, going and carrying them to court, this is the only time I can believe that I will take you serious on this issue. So I'm saying that I want to have a civil discussion. We operating very civil for now. And we'll have a civil collaborative joint statement that speaks to where we at. Then we'll move to the next step, which, like I will tell them, based on the law, based on what we have, just like our residential people are required by law to provide a receptacle, and they provide it, commercial people will be commandeered to do it as well. So if Georgetown Chamber of Commerce can think they can bubble, and they're not gonna let their members know what's going on, we will deal with it based on the laws that we have available to us to be able to cause them to have the receptacles, because it is, I'm pretty sure it's in the law. I'm not sure if Mr. Rollins through UTC would like to speak to this, because I know we tried reintroducing it some time ago and then it went off the boil, but I know that the law obviously have to provide for you to be able to have receptacles. So through UTC, I don't know if Mr. Rollins could clarify this position. I want the record show. So he ain't gonna dodge me when I gonna read it up.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Council officers. As relates to the law, the little bylaws, we can 2021 was committed for quite some time. But under the public health, they can look at it in the matter of creating nuisance. The public health department can address those matters.
Under our public health.
Yes.
So under public health, using what? The EPA law as well?
Chapter 145.
Okay, the 145.
Or the 2021.
Under the 2801. Which is 2801?
2021 or chapter 145.
Wait, are we saying either, or are we saying?
There's two different answers, you know.
Right.
Chapter 145, public health ordinance, or 2021. You can look it on there.
Tell us about the EPA and their position on this issue. EPA, we know that we discharge people based on the EPA law for littering. Tell us about that. I know nothing. I didn't read it, so I can't tell you nothing.
So on it, yeah.
Wait a minute here, watch. The guy, what a man, the man in the ball, he can't seem to know enough about that. So let them come beside you as well to add to this.
Based on my knowledge, Mr. Mayor, we've been using EPA littering regulation
Mhm.
to charge person who been caught littering. That's based on my knowledge.
Mhm.
Should
I
continue
know
to do
we've been doing that, but I don't know which part of the law. I don't know which law or which section.
No, it's under the Environmental Act,
Mhm.
littering regulation. That's what we've been charging on.
For littering. All right. Before you, TC, can I ask Mr. Babigans to explain?
Mr. Mayor, Councillors.
Mhm.
According to the litter regulation, Act number 7 of 2013, section 3.
What? 7 of 2013,
Yes, sir, section 3.1.
3-1.
Where persons or persons may be charged for littering.
Right.
And it also entails certain penalty for normal citizens, it's $50,000
Right.
fine or 6 months imprisonment.
Mhm.
And for commercial businesses, it's $100,000 is the fine or 6 months imprisonment.
So the littering meaning what? You're not putting the thing in receptacles?
Yes, sir.
So-
The litter regulation has to also speak about receptacle bid for businesses, also for normal
What
persons.
here we gonna do? Since you know what this thing's so plenty, you can provide them same printed material to the town clerk, and the town clerk can share it to every one of us. So every one of us will be informed as to what's going on, because we will be moving to take a different step. So, but TC, we want to have a, a civil arrangement with the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce based on what we agreed to on our notes and our whatever. We'll have that joint statement, and then we'll take matters in our own hands if they don't do what shucks. If they don't do what they have to do. Right, I think I make a mistake. 1 minute. 1 minute.
So, as you're seeing, the mayor has just stopped the meeting to take a phone call.
Sorry, councillors, I had an urgent.
Kind
Councillor
of example being
Jacob.
set here.
Mr. Mayor, I don't necessarily agree with you in terms of the time that we're taking to enforce what is supposed to be enforced
Mhm.
in terms of providing these receptacles
Right.
to businesses. Because let's be frank and honest, when the situation when it arises again, we'll then move to blaming somebody else. When these business persons are supposed to have their receptacles in place,
Mhm.
they're protected by the law. I suggest that we move to informing them or writing them formally and sending it out. Listen, this is what you need to have in place. Don't let us wait and do the civil thing and collaborative statement. These are the statement to me. I mean, it looks and sounds good, but action. You need action. Receptacles in place. And while I'm still on the floor, Mr. Mayor, matters arising from the minutes because you said that you didn't
Yeah.
want.
That's where we are.
Good. So the summary for the from the auditors, I would like an update on that. And also, something that I thought we missed from the last meeting was the ID cards for the persons who are working at the pump stations because they're being harassed every night by the police. So we should at least have that in place. And then, let me congratulate the engineers department on executing what was what they had to set out to do there at Alexander Street. But if you can make something like that public, I think it will serve us well so the persons can understand where we're heading and what we want to make sure happen and what is the procedure that should be followed. And if it doesn't, this can happen. Just a thought. But GCC, I think that we need to act on it because we don't want to continue with that sort of situation.
All right, I hear you. Council.
I think the time for civility has gone past. Every business here should be aware of the law, and if not, at least aware of their responsibility towards keeping our city clean. And I think we're long past the time of issuing statements, and that should have been a bygone era. Now is the time for action, as Councillor Jacob said, and I really think that as a council we need to write and make our position clear. I think this needs to be arrested, and the chambers and the businesses that are members of the chamber have a responsibility to play under the law and as good stewards of the environment and the city. I think it's way past the time for talking, and it's really time for action.
The only reason I was actually saying that is based on after we had that meeting with the Georgetown Chambers, that a public release should have happened between the council and them, which would have been the first job. To then allow for, so at least there is some release and there is some cohesion between us and them. It then allows us to, in the absence of in that release is not one of a soft one, but that release itself speak about what both the council and the Georgetown Chambers would be addressing to reach to that. So if I'm saying that if we was to jump the gun and move to move past that phase, it would have come across as awkward. That's my only view. But I'm open to the council. Councillor, no, before you, Councillor, I saw Councillor Hines.
I just want to say that the view of taking action now by the council is a good one because this is not a new topic. Over the years, this city has been plagued with this kind of disposition, not just business owners, even citizens themselves engaging in discrimination and dumping. That situation has led to this, what I call court exercise, this national cleanup thing that the government has undertaken through the country. But I'm saying, this exercise, in my view, this is how I feel, hasn't been that effective in Georgetown at all. Because while it was executed, you still see the same indiscriminating all over the place. No, this is not life. So I don't like with these things. But the point I'm making,
I recognize Councillor Hines on the floor, please.
You recognize me talking stupid.
I don't want to describe the response that was given by my friend Cities, because if I attempt to do that, he would not be very pleased with the way I did it. However, I continue to say so. That is exercise based on the interest of this council to have this thing done. Whatever was done, I know the call for receptacle and God is a very pronounced one. But I'm saying that the whole exercise is to ensure that there is cleanliness in the city, indiscriminate dumping, and this exercise was supposed to assist us in addressing that. And I'm saying it fell short. It fell short, and as a result of that, it has become now very pronounced for the council based on the decision we took and the engagement we had with the GCCI, that we take this action to make sure that we take these people to court in the glasses. That's what I'm saying. Wait a minute, I want to respond to you. You were like,
Mayor, Mike, a simple question. How long have we had that meeting with the GCCI? It's nearly a month that we would have had, and we can't get a joint statement out.
It's not, no, that was their
Mr.
fault.
Mayor, if we want to address the things on hand, we have to be more precise in what we're doing.
Madam,
We have to be
Madam,
on the spot. You
Madam.
came out of a meeting then, at least within 72
Madam,
hours.
Madam, that is what the town clerk and the people from the GCCI supposed to have done, and they didn't do it. I can't. I thought that should have been an obvious scenario.
Mr. Mayor, again, and then.
I can't force the town clerk. Town clerk should have done that.
To bring the notes here, but then there won't be a joint statement if she brings.
She ain't bringing the notes here. I tell her she can send the notes to me, and then I'll try to coordinate it. But here up, we can be past the notes now, so we can move on. Councillor Caesar, quickly. Yes. Oh, they have a committee name, sir? I got you. You see, I find that sometimes we got committee that make whatever committee, and these sometimes most of the decisions is meant to happen here or within certain committees. That's why I try to deviate certain things. Just anyway, let's get back to the point. I had something in mind. Some other person said differently, and I think then based on the views, TC, I think we should write the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, letting them know what the position, which is the position of this council, that all business membership of them and all the people within the business community and district should have receptacles. If they don't provide it within a certain time, we'll be moving to do whatever we have to do based on the law and so on and so forth. So we'll write in them, giving them a notice. No, while we're writing to the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, I'm hearing that we should also have a public notice to this effect, stating these things as to what we'd like to have implemented, just like how we have persons with receptacles in the residential and other areas. The business community has an obligation to be able to deal with these issues. So we're writing to the Georgetown Chamber, letting them know that we will be, how much time we giving them before they provide these receptacles?
Sir, if I may. Sir, a letter was sent to GCCI, I think within a week of us having that meeting, highlighting the same issue that you just mentioned about the waste receptacle.
Right.
So it's just for the council to move forward.
What kind of waste receptacles we talking about? Them
Adequate waste receptacles.
adequate.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Adequate meaning them big plastic ones that they
It
got.
depends on the amount of waste that they generate. Nothing should be on the ground.
Fine. Fine. So we're writing to them, letting them know that we provide adequate waste receptacles. No. But this is now I hear you. That's based on a committee. This is now we are moving to have this done. The council has decided that they want to do this, and we are also moving to the public to publish this situation, and that we will make. If they don't do this within the next whatever period, it will become enforceable by the law as to what we will do concerning them. So structure it accordingly. I think even before you send it off, TC, you should have every one of us, if you want, unless you want us to have a look at it before you send it off, or you want to send it, you're going to go ahead and do what you have to do. Very well. Hold up. Councillor Alfonso, Joseph.
Could be big. The law speaks minimum
Size.
of I think it's 12 cubic feet. That word adequate is
12 cubic feet. That's what say Mr. William. Again, you're not too sure, but anyway, you're required to provide the law concerning this, which will probably speak to that as well. TC, while you're sending this to them, you'll also send them a copy of the law to speak to this, and that we'll be moving to address this issue and have these matters enforced. But while we're talking enforcement from the city standpoint, do we need to collaborate this with the national police? I think it's possible. And our public health, you said? So our public health, and if we could get some support from the national police to deal with this matter. So here why I say this, TC. Lots of times our constabulary people or those are people who have to enforce those things, you hear somebody call them some issue with something. We want a, we want a situation where the police and the city constabulary dealing with this issue to prosecute these matters and ensure that they're enforced. So they can't tie down the national police and the constabulary. They can block our constabulary from time to time. I say all the time. But let us see if we could also get some support from national police while we're looking to proceed with this.
Sir, we can also get assistance from EPA.
Okay,
and
great.
I don't believe that it would be an issue having that collaboration.
Okay, great. So I think we're by a unanimous position. That is where we at on this issue. I don't think I need to ask for a vote on this. We're all in agreement. Okay. To accommodation, right? Yeah. I thought I heard something that Councillor Hines was saying in relation to this cleanup exercise. No, left it. I'll probably mention it in my remarks. So let me move on. No other matters arising on this issue here. Where? Oh, the auditor. TC, you could guide us on this. Where we at with the summary? Because I think we made a decision. They're supposed to provide a summary in order for them to for you to proceed with their payment.
That decision was relayed to the auditors, and they did promise that they would supply that summary to me. However, I haven't received it.
As yet. Well, if it's not provided, we can't proceed with the payment. Fine. You're comfortable with that, Councilor Jacobs? All right. No other matters arising? Yes, go ahead. But let me explain.
We're not going to pay, right? If they don't, if they're not going to get
The only time they get paid is if they provide something.
I understand that. But it's in our best interest too for the audit to continue and not to be bogged down.
Oh no! Oh no!
Maybe we can insist.
I was trying to find out from the auditor. Maybe TC, you could check on them too. Or you know what? Let the treasurer tell us where they're at with handing information over to the auditors for them to do their job. So give us a little summary for the summary.
Yeah, so again, worship councillors and officers in connection with the auditors. We have given them all the information or three-quarters of the information that they needed, but because of space in the boardroom, right, you were unable to carry the rest to give them.
But you have them ready
Yes, as fast as they ask, we give it to them.
So currently they are working through the boardroom based on the information they request from you, and that information is provided to them in the boardroom.
Yes, Your Worship.
All right, so we're on the ball.
Yes.
Good, thanks. So they're not frustrated, Councilor Alfonso. All right, no other matters arising. Let's proceed to. Opening remarks. Okay. No. We done in a rush. You ain't got a lot of things to do with. We done. It's people like Clayton Hines and to some extent, senior counsel, Madam Green. Let's make this thing go long, long, long. All right. Anyway, let me see. I have here. Oh, shucks. Yeah, I'm not doing this somebody. I want no I want to give you a chance to speak one time on every issue, not 2 or 3 times. Plans for trucks. Okay. Okay. To see to add to what Councillor what's the name? Councillor Hines was saying in relation to the cleanup exercise and so on and so forth, which I believe even though the government would have done their lot, even if some persons thought that there were some aspects of it that wasn't done right, it's still a small percentage. So if credit must be given where credit is due, and we are thankful for the support that government has given to us. Outside of that, the help that we've gotten in key areas, I believe we should piggyback on it and use an opportunity to be able to not let this place get back to the level. And I still fault members of the solid waste department who has responsibility for a number of these areas or these indiscriminate dumping sites. I've been looking back at various reports. Even in this report, you will have it. But I've been looking back at different reports, reports of June the 24th, report of August the 26th, and another report of July 20th. I just chose those randomly. And I would have seen a number of areas that the solid waste department say that they're cleaning and say that they got dealt with from an indiscriminate standpoint, that they're clearing it. Those same sites fell on the location to participate in the cleanup exercise. So I can't believe our department said they're cleaning something. Then end up now the national cleanup exercise got to do it. That don't make sense to me. And I have a challenge with that. And I'm expecting that such a situation will never ever reoccur. So we'll have to, based on that finance meeting tomorrow, which I will raise a number of issues, some of those things will have to be discussed as to how we choose to allocate additional resources, either human or machinery, to that department. But we can't be allocating machinery to the department for the department to sell us out. So I have a problem with that. And because I checked, I choose to do it. Look, I look the locations here set, and I took it because I think Don Singh is what shared it in the group. The locations, right? And then I checked our locations, and about 5 to 7 of those locations that we got everything is the same locations, and our department said they're cleaning it. So how is it in that state for the central government to come and clean it? So if we can be giving any more resources to that department, they better do the work. If not, we can be looking at alternatives outside of that, based on I think our budget speaks the right, Councillor Saul, for carpet waste and something else. We'll probably lump something in the carpet waste, lump something we just call it bulky waste, carpet waste, and figure out how we could do something about this, where we have one person or something dealing with this. I don't want to be us to get back to that state where we got a situation where all this, one man says 600 tons, and another one person said 300, another one said 600. I really don't know how much it is. No. I saw an article by Indar, Minister Indar, and he said a different amount. So he said something like 300, and you said 600 or 700. So it's contradictory. well, I'm not sure if you said tons or you said pounds. But I know I saw one said 300 and another one said 600. I didn't know if it one is kilos or one is grams. So I'm just saying to you, I saw that information. But anyway, don't let me go down the road. So while we can be looking at allocating resources to that department, we can't be doing it at our own peril. So if and when we probably give one other opportunity, if based on the meeting tomorrow, how we deal with that, and if it's not done, we'll have to move outside of this to deal with these issues because people said they're picking up things and they ain't picking up nothing. I remember clearly when I saw Mr. Rollins. I spoke to Mr. Rollins. Rollins spoke in this meeting. It's minuted. I didn't get the chance to check it, but he said that they raised the bond, raised something. We can't pick it up and put them in the truck, and we can't carry it to the cell. And you know what? I saw Rollins by the same bond race picking it up with people for put it in the truck for carry it to the cell. So I'm a little confused. So they're gonna answer to these things because it appears like you're left in sight for government to come and pick up. No. No, TC, I want an explanation on this one.
Sorry, you got it wrong. I remember what he explained in relation to those.
Lisa, man, tell me.
He said that you couldn't pick it up because there is always a possibility of it reigniting on this site. You have to wait for a while.
No. You know, he tell me that the Monday, and you know what? This thing was on a list. This thing was on one of the lists, the same list for the government to pick up the Tuesday, and it was able to pick up the Saturday. So there's me problem. I am wondering if it is left so that the government come and pick it up. That's me problem. That's always me. So I'm saying that we have to be able to correct that, and we're gonna give the department the resources. I want to get them more staff. We want to do a whole host of things, but we need our work. And if they can't do our work, we'll have to make some other alternative decisions to move to this bulky carpet and other ways to have somebody specifically to do this at a price, so that we can get this blame by the government telling us they got all these places around the place. So that's all I wanted to be clear on. Because I remember that the man said, "Boy, you can't put a thing in the cell, bar because something. Next thing you know, the man put them on the list for putting in the same cell." So I listen. You don't trick a gangster like me. So try that with any other people. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, no, yes. I don't have a problem though. Me and a kindergarten gangster like you. I already help man out. Huh. Don't wanna come with them old blood for a man like me. You understand what I'm saying? Don't come with them thing though. I born and grow and come long before you. All right, so hold up. I have a situation here where there's a contractor from Linden, Clean Star, something like that. They got a contract through GWI to put down some pipes somewhere around Lemahart Street, and they need a little place. They were thinking around East Street to put down a container. My East Street there, we got a parking place, to put down a container for them to be able to continue this contract and to have the pipe stored there and the semi-office operated for 6 weeks. And it's here before us for them to use a part of that East Street location so they can have this container and to do their work for at least 6 weeks. So I'm asking that we approve this some Clean Star, the manager. I could read the letter if you wish. Clean Star Construction Services, 118 Barbie Road, Mackenzie, Georgetown City Council. Dear His Worship, I, Yannick Cornett, the manager of Clean Star Construction Services, reside in the mining town of Linden, Region 10. I'm writing to seek your permission to place a container in the vicinity of Lamahart Street or East Street. this container will be used to store material necessary for work that we intend to undertake in the area. The project is expected to last about 4 to 6 weeks and has been commissioned by the Guyana Water Incorporated Inc. Um, I know our board members, there's somewhere down there. Thank you for your time and consideration. Please feel free to contact me for any clarification needed. So they're asking for permission to use, I see, Councilor Hines hand, but I saw Madam Green hand first.
So what part of the street are they going to put the container? And they're asking for an office. How much inconvenience is it going to cause the residents around the area? And there's no consultation done. Put a container to have an office there.
It's not an office, a container.
You said just read.
No, a container, there's a container. The container got the pipes and they can be right there.
It does not end up, we didn't get permission for this, as far as I'm aware of. The avenue in Waterloo Street. When last have you passed there to see the condition of that avenue in Waterloo Street between Church Street?
What we talking about is this here.
Yes,
Let me focus on it.
storage of materials.
So who stored, what happened with storing material? Well, there's a central government was dealing with this.
You got engineers department, you got a city constabulary department who's supposed to be seeing all of them things that happening on the avenue.
Mhm.
And I hope that it's not the same occurrence is going to happen when you carte blanche and give permission for them to utilize it, and at what cost?
But I don't see this as, y'all want a cost for this?
6 weeks, maybe 6 years.
Huh? Okay. So, we continue.
And you gotta determine area space you give.
Right, so we're gonna ask the engineer to go and look at the spot, identify the spot to allow the contractor, right, to give them the permission, and whatever they're gonna pay, as the top council say.
I don't think you understand how congested that area is. Each street, the whole, it is very, yeah, but with the hospital located there and everything, it's ram jam parking, everything is at a premium. I go there regularly, trust me, and it's always so. I will be asked to answer these questions when I tour my constituency.
Right.
What guy, hey, who is these people? Why you blocking the place up? That sort of thing.
Container from let's say from East Street run like this, right? East Street. So between the avenue space, they put a container on itself. What's it?
You talking?
No man, you say East Street. East Street is on run on both sides. They're on this side. No. East Street are here, and the next one as well. Right. Between the market and Middle Street. Yeah. So you're talking about something there where container run east to west. I don't see that as a big issue. Councilor Hines, quickly.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to say, I listened to what you're saying. As far as what I understand, these people are seeking the place to continue to store some material.
Yes.
This starts, as far as I'm aware, based on the engagement that the council had with the Cheetah guy. This is an execution of a public good.
That's right.
The public good is that it is providing new pipelines to facilitate the current state of affairs that they live with nasty water coming through the pipes. Now, here's a case where they have given a contract to somebody.
Yes.
But here, this is a person from another city seeking to have a space. We can ask the engineer to perhaps go to the site, wherever it is, and identify a place, then communicate with the contractor, say, look, it can be held here. And we can fix a price, maybe tomorrow the finance committee meet, what is it we can pay. Because it is an essential exercise.
You got to do all of till tomorrow? Well, a container, we know the size of the container, 20 foot count. You understand what I'm saying?
Container to hold material.
Yeah.
The engineer can say where it can be held, where he can place it.
East Street on the parking place there, you put a container there running from east to west. Yes, on the parking lot. Yes. But we put in one container there and a space between there for there. What is wrong? It's just like a car parking for 6 weeks. All right. So I hear you on this, Councilor Copeland.
not against I think engineering department is very thorough here. Because besides it being place, which will be the problem. It's traffic. If they're going to be moving the materials out or when they're moving the materials out or in, and there's that congestion of traffic that happens there every day. So when the engineering department is looking at that placement, it must be situated in such a way whereby it does not cause too much traffic when they have to move their materials out and in of the country.
But they more than likely they move it out 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever morning time it is, whatever, so that they could do the work. So now no, this is not no fancy magic. All right, please. Yes. Very well. We talk too long on this matter, man. Listen, we give the people the permission to use this thing, subject to the engineer going to identify the exact location and given to the town clerk in order for a letter to be written to the people. We charge them 50,000 for the period. Wait, I'll think. 50,000 for the 6 weeks. No, it's not 6 weeks. Move on. Or you want to charge them a bit more. If I said 50,000, you want to 60, you want to 75, 100, up to you. Huh? $75,000. 75,000. We proceed. TC, I'll give this letter to you. Okay? Matter of fact, I don't even need this letter, so I could send this letter straight to the top. 6 weeks. Everyone that says they're gonna come back and ask. Yes. All right. TC, TC, I think I got nothing else to say at this time. If I remember, I will probably bring it up after you speak. Go ahead. So TC, over to you. Oh, Mr. Garway will not be able to make it today because he's not feeling too well. So that's the only one I noticed I got. I think Keisha. Oh yeah, Keisha's here. All right. She was telling me something before when she came. Go ahead. Go ahead, TC.
Sir, I received excuses from Councillor Isfiani. Councillor Jason David said that he might be late or he may not make it at all. He has another commitment. Councillor Adams and Councillor Sortimer asked to be excused as well. Sorry, Solomon, Councillor Solomon. Sorry.
I just remember the other two, TC, but when you finish.
Sir, I received a letter from the CHNPA. It says nomination of representative for the Central Housing and Planning Authority. They're asking for the council's nominee for the CHNPA board, which comes to an end on the 10th of September. So they're asking for us to submit the name of the council's nominee to represent the council on that board.
I don't need to comment on that. I'm the current president representative, and I will so continue as the representative of the council. No, I'm hearing. No, I'm seeking permission or a vote of this council to do that. All right. You know what the challenge with this? If the letter had, I didn't even see the letter. Letter TC should already send a letter to me. But go aheed.
It was for the mayor to continue as the representative of the council on Central House.
A second now? Second by Councillor Ford. Those in favor? Oh, I think Young in favor. All right, those against? Nobody against. Who abstained? Yeah, the Jacobs abstained, Madam Green abstained. Everybody else in favor. Good. Thank you, Young man. Another. Oh, y'all hear the stuff that I question and talk about there. Very well. Nice to know. Yes, TC, proceed.
I think I finished mine.
All right, okay. There was two matters, TC, that I think that I missed. I wrote it. I didn't have my diary with me. That's why I was missed. But I wrote it on the envelope. Oh,
Oh, sir, one
What?
other thing.
the
Sorry,
oh,
more important.
what's up?
Sir, we've started at the level of the administration and the social development committee. We've
I was
started
gonna ask
some
that
planning.
question.
We've started some planning for the anniversary celebration. We have some very simple activities that we can pull off. If not by the end of this month or
Only
the
next
next month,
one.
because we're celebrating for the entire
Fine,
year.
fine.
Sir, more importantly, we are asking for the day off on Friday, because Friday we have planned a fun day, a day of sports. That's when we'll be having our cricket match as well. I hope that you have your team
Where you planning to pull the match?
DCC ground.
Oh, you done?
GCC ground.
Oh, so it's gonna be a day match. I thought you had a night match.
Sir, we have other games to play as well.
Okay. Well, I think they got some lights that they can play a little table too. I played table there before under the lights. No, it worked pretty well, Cause I don't think I can run wrong in the sun anymore.
Sir, that's why we put in it during the day.
Y'all want them people get win by default.
Sir, we have youth on our team.
Huh? We got to win, exactly. Even if the administration got sell out for we win, then got to. Anyway, TC, all right. So she said it's Friday. This Friday.
Friday, sir. Yes.
So you have a calendar of events that you have in mind, which include the cricket and the webels this Friday and what else you said?
Sir, the big day is this Friday. We
Okay.
will have all of the games. We're still doing some planning, as in finalizing all of the games that we'll be playing then. But I know for sure that we'll be having a cricket match. We're looking at having domino competition, sack race, like
Right.
the usual
No
thing.
problem.
Yeah, so it will be a full day of
And GCC in charge of me nothing.
not as far as I'm aware. So.
Thank you, dancing. I know you was running for president, but you didn't get through. But why want if my magic I sit on here, I still here, I was your real magic man, boy. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So,
Listen, let me hear TC.
sir, in order to have maximum participation on support on that day, we propose that we do not make it a work day, but everybody be asked to report to GCC ground so we can have all of our activities.
So you got 100-meter dash and that kind of thing?
I don't know about the dashing, but I know about the cricket.
But at least walk out what you can do and send it in the group, not TC, that at least we know what's going on. I think we got get up with team, right, Mr. Jacobs? Being you got gap, Yes. We bringing in some imports and so on. Import.
No, sir, no. That we have games and we have rules as well.
No, we got playing conditions and all that. Yeah, I know about this thing.
Sir, no outsiders, please.
We TC put together the things and keep us informed. Keep us informed,
We
right?
get a flyer. I'm going
Right.
to share it in the group.
Share it to all the staff, everybody. Let them make sure to come out and so.
It starts from 10 in the morning.
Right.
Sir, we may have to write for some funds in preparation to that. There's some other activities which were examined by the Social Development Committee as well, and those were approved. So we'll go ahead with those, but in preparation for those matches, we may have to write and not will we
So
will have to write for advance.
right. So TC just keep me keep me informed, keep everybody informed. The
I'll share
WhatsApp group will be used as for that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Outside of that, the TC TC. Well, the TC. Ideally, you want all the administration to be part of this,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So you want some of them and everybody.
Constab is saying that it's unfair they don't have a day off. Sir, usually we would ask for them to have skeleton staff in place, but I know city constabulary department is running like
Those who are not working on that day could come. Not the rest are working. Sorry. TC, we spoke sometime recently in this meeting of the international relations, where a matter was raised by Mr. Omari concerning the ambassador, which I think we was to bring up at the level of city works or whatever. But it's not something that even got to be treated with in that fashion. But some time ago, I think maybe it's under Chase Green's leadership. We had the issue concerning the Fuju Road, where for some reason it has been approved, it has been agreed upon that it must happen, but we haven't moved to get that road officially open and the sign and the unveiling of the sign and so on and so forth. And the ambassador would have reached out to Bomari, told him about it. He didn't even tell me about it. And she's a little disgusted by this situation happening. And I think that we should address it and cause this council to write through UTC and let her know that the approval is granted, has been granted for some time, and that we should formally reach to determine how we'll have a ceremony and how we'll go about doing those issues, and to have the unveiling of the sign so that the road could be properly be named and properly opened. So I'm asking the council to give support to this particular issue. There's no need for a vote on this. I believe all of us would be in agreement. So TC, you could proceed to write to the ambassador on this matter and to get this matter off the tables and fully addressed. Okay?
yes, sir.
All right. All right. You know where the Fuji Road at?
I heard you. When it comes to sovereignty, I'm very nationalistic. I wonder if Beijing would name a place in somewhere Beijing after somewhere there.
I'm not gonna entertain that at this time. Thanks, Counselor. Thanks. I think well, you could abstain or you could put up your hand against it. Your choice. All right. So that's the position the council has taken on this one. Fiju, TC, outside of that, we have a situation where we've budgeted for key funds. We might not got the money now, maybe, but we must be able to start looking at pre-qualifying for persons or contractors for various constituencies and areas to deal with clearing or the silting works, as well as some kind of a maintenance contract for certain of those areas. We budget for it. We got to start putting some pre-qualification measures in place. I think we used to do that under previous councils. And let us start having some kind of system in place. I don't know if you want to bring that to the finance, or you want to bring it to the finance committee to further flesh out as to how we go about that structure, where Mr. Boston and others will tell us, what's going on within the various constituents. Because I did ask him to get from the government, what they're doing, what the Ministry of Local Government may be doing, and other ministries that are helping out, so that we must be able to deal with matters that are not being addressed, so that we could be able to move to have pre-qualification of persons to be able to deal with this issue. So bring this to further flesh out at the finance committee so that by the time the next statutory, we make a final decision on this.
Yes, sir.
All right. So could you tell the pre-qualification? And I think you started this social development. So I think we're through with that.
Sir, one other thing,
Yeah.
forgive me.
Yeah.
But our hook lift truck is down at the moment. As a matter of fact, a spring broke on the 16th of August. So what Mr. Rollins has been doing is have a garbage truck placed at the border flat to remove those garbage. However, that it will have a
The
negative
border flat, what you call the border flat meaning what? The coconut place? Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
that will impact the effectiveness of the work coming out of the solid waste department. I spoke to Mr. Venture this morning about the truck and how long it will take before it comes out. And what he explained to me is that the mechanics are currently trying to do a swap of the spring. There's an older forklift truck that is in the workshop, and they're trying to remove the spring from that truck to see if it can work on the truck that we usually use. So we still have some time before that is up and running. In the interim, the acting solid waste director is asking the possibility of the council renting a truck in order to remove and empty our compactor.
Councillors, you heard the question posed by the doctor. I saw Mr. Young, Councillor Young. He said it's 16th.
Spring breaking.
So we just get a spring from thing. The spring you can't go buy.
Doing 2 hours.
You can buy the spring up at and from somebody else. But the spring you get. Wait, Rollins just gave some.
Yes, sir. What we added is that what they're going to do is just ask for the truck to remove the compactor, empty it, and put it in the compound so that it can be washed, and you will leave the garbage truck where it is until the truck is fixed.
No, I ain't get it right. Ask for which truck to remove to
We rent a truck
Okay.
to remove the compactor, empty it, and take it back into the compound so that it can be washed.
Oh, so you got rent.
Truck. Yes.
But how much a hook lift truck is per day? That's the challenge.
It's $25,000. I spoke to once we started this morning and indicate to empty the compactor place in that $25,000.
A day.
Yes, per day.
But tell her, what kind of with the spring? Where the source in the spring from and all that?
No, what some manager indicated is that you're going to swap the spring. You have a forklift truck that is not non-operational.
Right.
To the compound. So you're going to swap the spring from that truck to the
right.
truck that we currently use.
So how long it take? Another day?
No.
So what going on? When I see the truck stop work for since the 16th.
Yeah.
I mean they're walking up to last week.
No, I have a garbage truck currently at Border Market, remove the waste from there. So I'm asking just for us to rent a truck to remove the compactor that is sitting there with garbage.
There's the fabricated thing that we do, the fabricated compactor. That one. That's the one that will pick up the
Yes.
Let's pick up the
compactor downstairs.
Okay. There's one that pick up the skip bin. There's a different one. Okay. So you're saying the compactor truck?
Yes, that is. So basically, just rent truck for 1 day to remove the compactor, but it's still a garbage.
So one day can be good enough?
Yes, one. Let's remove the compactor.
And by the time you get back, the thing in order.
I currently have a garbage truck here. So when you remove the compactor is currently at the Border Market.
Right. Right.
Right. So before we leave it, they leach it inside it. That can corrode the material. So before the compactor is damaged down there, we're going to empty it, wash it, and place it into the compound.
I understand. All right. Councillor.
Yes.
Councillor. I ain't seen in a while, man. Where you been? Okay.
To Steve, to the supervisor. If this is a dark truck, if the spring is from the rear of the truck or the front, because when you believe a leaf spring is what's on the truck, that is something that will be detached within a few hours. If it is that you have one in the company,
Right, you take out the one. See, Whoa, CCB want to rent this thing for too long, like say going on and on. How much days? But
It's once. So according to what Mr. Rollins just explained, it's a one-time rental to remove the compactor, empty it, and take it back to the compound.
and after the but we can be back to
We wait
normal.
until our truck is out.
All right. Well, that's fine. 25,000. Matter of fact, you could do that as a town clerk, man. Go ahead.
Just Mr. Rollins, I have a doubt. I find myself in this situation. There's a guy in Christian Island, East Coast. Because the bacteria, you get all the parts, including springs. So you get a whole bottle of spring.
Okay. But you got to talk to, in this case, now you got to talk to Gentle. So Gentle must treat it. So, okay, but in the future, let Gentle know about there's people that we could get this thing from as well. I think we over the TC. I think so. We'll proceed. Right. So open responses to decision of statutory 1520 to 1548. Um, 1520. 1520, 1521. We can talk about all of this. We got release. We don't talk about it already. We can deal with that, the finance. 1522. Oh, go ahead, Council. Don't ask me, ask the town clerk. Oh, no, you ask me through the town clerk. Okay, okay. All right. Through me to the town clerk, Madam Town Clerk, the uniform. It's almost quotation, you gotta get 3. So you gotta get 3. Now, let me get 3. I can get somebody, man. I can't forget. I tell you what, we got 2 right now. We gotta get 3. I think I know some people that probably there are people from the Lama Avenue, man. I think it's Glassford or something. You know, Zoo? Right, they do the kind of clothing. So maybe you should ask them. And if you, at least you get 3, if it's right, wrong, whatever it is, to me, rock and roll. I'll get the information for you, Mr. Agapur. You got the details, you share it with him. Street order. Okay, 537 on 1522. I see they got the refund of taxpayer, blah, blah, blah. TC, I would like to, but I didn't, for some reason, the other day, we should at least put the name of the people or something here.
Where's that, sir?
The name of this the people at for the Alexander Street thing, where the people pay over or without a reconciliation. So this decision should be, you should have an idea of the account. There's an account number because the people would pay up the taxes. So you should have the account number and this thing.
Sir, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
I was speaking to the tax supervisor as well as the treasurer today about this matter.
Right.
And sir, the information about this account was never sent to me, so I don't know the name of the taxpayer or anything. But what the tax collecting officer explained to me is that this person was paying 30,000 for a period she was not paying any taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Then she started paying, I believe, in 2011, she started paying $30,000 a month, when her demand was more than $200,000 a year. So the account had a lot of interest in it, and of course the payment went straight to the interest.
I hear you. I looked at this account when my lady come to me first. Then when she realized it's the same person with the Alexander Street issue. Then I said, oh, I know they owe taxes, but I also know that they paid significant sums. And when I looked at when they were paying from, the account was very small. Then they might miss whatever, but they've been paying this money diligently deducted from their account. Well, whatever. So I don't know that it could be this 20-something million that they eventually had to pay. So there must be something, and so the account does not truly reflect, because when the lady showed us the monies were coming out of her account, we don't have the records to say that, but it came out of the account. So I'm just saying we need to clarify this. We need to do a reconciliation on this matter, and at some point, this person should at least get something done. So what I'm seeing here, it says the council agreed that the taxpayer be given a refund of a portion of our money is paid to rates and taxes after a reconciliation is done. So I'm expecting a reconciliation to be done, and whatever comes out of it, we treat with it. A difference, whatever is it, whatever is due her, we give her back. Because I'm saying there's something, I want to get into all of them kind of discussions. I believe I want the Treasury Department to look at this thing properly. I know for sure that I see the monies coming out to the people, the father account at the time. And I see, she said she gave all information to me. And I think the treasurer also have that information. I'm not sure. Treasury, could you acknowledge you have a file on this matter?
I have an update here from the tax collecting officer because, like I said, she was working on it today. She said
Right.
the customer was cleared up to 2006 when she made a $5 million payment. The next payment recorded was until 2011, which started when she started paying interest because she wasn't paying the account had a lot of interest in it. She started paying demand in 2013. Only 2 payments of $30,000 was made in 2018 and 1 payment in 2022 of $200,000. 2023 to 2024 has no payment recorded, or 2019 to 2021. So she was not consistent with her payment. Her account had a lot of interest, and whatever payments she was making, it would go straight to interest first.
I hear you, but what was not also disclosed is the money that she been paying through the bank wasn't debited, wasn't or accounted for. I'm at the level of exactly. So, and that is not disclosed there. So I'm just saying that I want them to go back through this thing.
So an analysis will be done.
Right. And for us to, even if the lady got get back $1, she must get back $1. But somebody can't pay 5 million, as you say, sometime bring it down some how much years ago. Then if it come down to whatever, and if you pay the 5 million, I want to see what it was after the 5 million was paid. Then she keep on paying 30,000 or whatever. She paid that. Then you gonna make then the lady gonna pay $21 million
Interest.
in recently here. What are we doing? So and they've been paying. So I'm saying something is not right. Let her figure it out and let the lady get back. She'll refund whatever she got get back, even if it's $1. So let's proceed. 1523. I see here you got the prize giving ceremony. I thought you saying top. See, I don't got his money committed, right, Mr. Councilor Jacobs? Somebody don't commit to doing all this 10 prizes. Huh? Oh, you're the ask. All right. So this is already committed, but I would like. I thought Madam Green also talked about CSEC. People who did CSEC. Was that discussed? That is from a councilor, administration or so. So only one prize we did for that. Let me do 3, man. Mm-hmm. 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 But we ain't giving them money. We said we giving them let's call it thing again, the
Tablet.
tablet. So we can say, okay, give thing to the people's store or a tablet or well, they said, anyway, the C-sec persons, eh, the highest in Georgetown, or we should set three. No, I'm asking a question. Huh? Three, we could get Jacobs to donate something, a goal, something. And somebody else do something else, you know. So we cater for three prizes for those courses. We got TC. We got to identify how we can sort those prices out and to get. And this is what we'll do at another formal kind, not at the cricket event, some other formal thing that we can do at some point. So to hand out this, right? The bursary and so on. I don't know what you guys discuss, Mr. Social Development Chairman. What is structure of what you have in mind? I heard something from the town clerk, but what transpired here that allowed for the different events for a structure to allow for give out the donations and so on or these prizes? Because the sponsor can need some recognition. You can have an event where that can happen. Right. Right. Okay. We don't get down to that yet, but we dealing with the first event for now, while you also gonna have other events planned. Okay. Human resource. The ball thing is a different thing. We can talk, but all right. Let me move on. All right. 1523, 1524, 1525. Where? 1524, 5 part, what? Uh-huh.
Mr. Mayor was so shocked just now. Mayor comes in now. So I was so shocked just I couldn't stand up when I hear the opening truck was done because I was asked the council suddenly, what is the position of the forklift truck?
That we plan for buying.
But now I see the council agrees on the
This now gotta go for contract, right, TC?
contract now.
It's done with this done decided. Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. This got go out forever, but you got to talk to the treasurer. Got to be able to tell us when we'll be able to deal with it. Huh? That's based on whoever coming in and so on and so. This will be our tightest period. Huh? No. This will be the tightest period. Yeah, from history.
So therefore we got fixed. So therefore, Mr. Mayor, we got fixed.
We got fixed now, but we can move to treat with this. Aye. Aye.
Mr. Mayor would like to.
Hey, the man got a very warped mind, by. All right.
Mr. Mayor, would also like to say, I, as a councillor, came here inherit a problem with F&H concerning this compactor. I would like to know if this F&H won't that be on a ring, wrong roses, going wrong.
I don't think we could even treat with this now, because this is the already decision. This is already passed. This is just a matter to execute now. Saying how much we could do about this now. They had to raise the line before. 1524, 1525, 1526, 1527, 28, 29. 1529. I see something here. I see Sandip. We're talking about the agreement with start working and continue, blah, blah, blah. The Sandip, Guyana, to determine their challenges. Okay, both Sandip and Guyana. But I've noticed Sandip has been getting some challenges as well in their area. So we know we got the other contractor who had their own challenge, but which seems to be rectifying theirs. But what's the situation with Sandip now? Mr. Rollins, Truth DC.
Mr. Chairman, during the course of last week, Mr. Tucker did indicate that he had 2 trucks down. However, those trucks came out of the workshop on Wednesday and they've since been working. He indicated that during the course of this week, he's going to have a third truck operational, so he'll have a backup truck.
So you're gonna have problems in the future. But people in Prashad Nagar and them place be calling me enough and asking me stuff. So the stuff pickup. When is their next pickup? Tomorrow? Today?
The week, the next collection starts today.
Start when?
Today.
Okay. All right.
Sir, a recommittal to 1527, decision 553. Number 3, it should read that Ms. Veronique Albert forfeited her employment.
555. Number 3 is that?
Yes, sir.
So she forfeited, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 15, 20, 28, 29, 15, 30, 15, 31, 15, 15, 32, 15, 33. Yes.
Could we comfort if we can say if this surveying tool was purchased, because just at our last
Which one are you dealing with? 15, which one?
572,
Okay.
just at our last
Surveying tool.
small committee, city works committee meeting, the engineers stated that
I thought we make a decision how many times on this matter. This thing should just be bought.
yeah, but he was saying that it was, you remember it?
No man, this is 100,000 or 200,000 other thing.
No, the check was prepared on the 13th and everything. But from a recent meeting, the engineers said that he didn't get it.
Oh, PC?
Yeah, you say you don't have it. Yeah.
The surveying tools, did we receive it? Anybody went to buy the surveying tools? You know when? You know when they'll go for it?
Mr. Sal, don't forget, tomorrow, when we're doing outside the district, there's also remaining balance if we are to consider.
Need his guidance.
We're not getting.
Yeah. I got it for memory as well. Mason.
What are you going to do?
We working with quotation. Aren't we working with the quotation? So why do we still have to get quotation?
Yeah, buddy.
No.
Sir,
Yeah.
the check is ready, and
How much for the item?
sorry, I can't give you that.
It's a small thing like 200,000.
The surveyor is currently on leave, and the engineer is asking for the surveyor to
Wilson,
be
the
present.
time Wilson gone on leave. Wilson been leave the other day. No, you gonna leave again? Then you got Wilson on leave, you got Scott on leave. What's the boy? I don't get leave. I don't get leave, madam. Yeah, so tell me where is Wilson been on leave the other day, I remember. You sure you on leave or you come back?
That's what I was told.
No, he leave can't be so long. Wilson gotta be back. Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me ask this question because it really doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So if we have 3 quotations here, right? Let's say, look, from 3 different businesses. It's clear that we already went.
We don't write the check. Yes.
We already went to see what is available.
Yes.
So,
So the check had to be written to the person.
So if the technical person comes back and he doesn't agree with what the person's done, so we're gonna do what we're gonna
No. That's what I'm saying. The check done right to the person. We are gonna pay the company and pick up the instrument and wait and give it to him with what we expect him to do. We don't need Wilson to do this. This is a procurement matter.
You have to procure and consult.
Yes. This is a procurement matter.
Yeah, but we have to talk.
We can do somebody else. Let the man just carry the check and give him out.
All right.
Oh, Mr. Boston, Mr. Wilson, now back.
That makes sense. You telling me.
But the man being on leave, I know when the man being on leave.
Yung
Mark already. But we don't need him to do this. Hey, there's a long sidebar, big man. I'm trying to finish this meeting. You take up 20 minutes there.
Mr. Mayor, councillors, the reason why we had recommended that to the city treasurer is because we need the technical forces to identify checkout equipment before it is purchased and lodged in the stores. So we don't want to lodge it in the stores.
But Wilson is not back from leave already?
No,
Wilson went on leave. There's 2 leave he had within the last month. Wow. I know the man being on leave, the man on leave again. When he coming back?
Following week, sir.
But listen, it's not like if he can't, he gone away, he didn't get no. Well, you could get him even if you're on leave for going to deal with this matter. Then you gotta wait till he come back. Get him out for going to deal with this matter with the urgent issue we want to deal with. All right? TC, Mr. Boston will take charge of that.
Noted, sir.
15 to order 3. 15 to order 4. All right. 15 to order 4, 15 to order 5. Since we have 15 to order 5, 15 to order 6. What's going on with 585 PC? And this, I know Mr. Saul told me about the GPO and whatever, but then I'm hearing that our staff got to do something as well, or I'm not sure. Tell me what's going on with this matter here. Oh no, this is the one with, oh yeah, no, this is the one with me. Oh, wait, I see a list come here today.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. All right. Sorry. My bad. I see you watching at me. I want to know like I do something wrong. 15 to order 7, 15 to order
15.
Yes. Yes.
The electronic submission of monthly reports. Does that really and truly need to be discussed at the level of the IT committee? Can't the IT department just standardize everything? I mean, it's relatively easy to put everything in a standard format, PDF or doc.
They say electronic submission of monthly reports of what? The council?
Yeah. Do we really need to have a committee meeting for this?
Oh, that's what I say. The council get the information technology meet and discuss a standardized format with guidelines for the submission of departmental committees. You saying that there's really no need for that? We already know what we want.
I can already see how the meeting's gonna go. We're gonna sit down and the IT manager is gonna say, well, this is what we recommend, and then we can talk a little bit, and then we can say, cool, go ahead. Then we go.
Yeah.
That's a whole 3 hours for them. And then that's another 2-4 weeks to this thing.
They're saying they know no meeting. It's a case where we don't agree that we want to move in that direction, and that we can also have what's called iPad and so on for different people and whatever. Let's call it tablets. Yes.
So, well, this decision doesn't speak to that yet, but it does speak to it being standardized in a single electronic form.
So we agree to that. There's no meeting to go and determine this TC.
Mr. Christian can decide quite easily. He's
Right.
very well-versed.
So that's what I'm saying. So we need to have a meeting to discuss this. This is already decided by the council, madam, that we want to move to that. All right. 1536, 1537, 1538. What is singing on it? 1539. Yes.
I really don't know what is meant by regularization of carbon. What are we doing? Carbon all over the place. We're gonna make it legit product. I don't know what they mean. Thank you.
Well, sometime go ahead, Miss Caesar. Sampson. I said Caesar Sampson. Yes. That's right.
But we have our market here,
588.
they were person that sells newspaper in this square here. And the one of them,
Newspaper.
yeah, but we have the last mark.
And bread. I want to tell me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying here, Mr. Mayor, but I'm seeing only council.
You abstain? It's good when you give support. Well, TC, you gotta check the records to make sure she abstained. But if she says she abstained, let us take her word for it. Abstain. Okay. Is where am I just now? Yes. Caravans. Yes, the caravans. You getting up on the caravans? Why?
This matter sometime 2 years ago.
Right.
We were looking to
Right.
this.
Regularize it as well.
We reached a position
Yeah.
when we were supposed to have moved to implementation. Since then to now, I agree that there has been a tremendous increase in the amount of caravan that exists in the city. I see here they're waiting for a report.
Okay, well, don't let me done this dance quick.
Good.
TC, you revert back to what was fleshed out at the previous council in this matter to where we can't reinventing things all the time. Please, hi.
She said they must bring the rice. They must bring rice.
Constituency.
But 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 the fact remains that all of that you just said were discussed by us. And so let me bring back them thing, read what happened and what transpired. We will, if we got tweak it, we tweak it, and we make some decisions around this as to how we deal with it. We ain't got keep on rediscussing things that done fast already. That's your pen. 1539, 1540. Oh, 1540.
597, Suresh, dear Quran. Yeah, the payments of $200,000 and $300,000. Can you tell me if this is a one-off payment, and also if a contract will be in place for this sort of arrangement?
We say Suresh, the Quran shop branding, and
yeah, this is with Maxi.
Okay. So you're saying I see not like 200,000 hey, but you said in the minutes and sound this was discussed.
No, it's right here. It's right here.
Oh yeah. It's on the other page. Okay. 200,000 for stalls for the 3 additional stalls, and 300,000 for Suresh. Explain this something. Council agree that going forward, Marseille should put the council emblem on their banner.
Sir, I was just advised by the secretary of that committee that these payments should be made every 2 years. Esther.
Okay.
And where is this place? Sure, is the Quran?
Starbuck Market, sir.
And we'll have a
Every,
Starbuck Market, I think they'd written a letter to me too, on this one, but I didn't really follow through. I think I sent a letter to you. So what it says, 200,000 for stalls and for the 3 additional stalls and 300,000 for Suresh. Okay, so Suresh benefited from this. The council benefiting from it, and it's per year.
every 2 years, sir. Which is like,
So we got put inside here
yes, sir.
yeah.
biannually.
That makes
All right.
document.
You clear that? You are there?
Yeah, I'm okay. But Mr. Mayor, I think it's important that we make sure that we document this and have it stored because we don't want the same issue.
Aye.
We have it.
You see, my challenge is that yes, it's documented. You don't keep the document. We keep the decisions being got minutes and so on. But ideally, these things goes missing, or you don't have. You hear that they know how from payment order. TC, explain how this happened chronologically, meaning payment orders provided by something, by the market, something for something, so we know how this happens. Explain to the point when a receipt is given. So councils here understand what's going on.
Sir, the person comes with their check, and either the town clerk department or the markets department will
Right.
write up the order for them to pay at the cashier and return a copy back to their respective department.
Town clerk or market provide a payment order.
Yes, sir.
Payment order, yes. And then they go and pay.
And permission is granted.
Pay and they get a receipt. And after the receipt, then you give them a letter.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Understand. That's happening in this one. That's one of the reasons why the engineer them supposed to be giving out those payment orders for allow for them signs to go up. All right. 1540, 1540. Oh. Go ahead.
Oh.
589, you mean that just, huh? 589. Number one. Oh, 589, yeah. Yeah. Well, based on this thing is how we had a meeting the other day. And out of the meeting, I think it recommends site visit, right, TC?
Yes, sir. That report
So
hasn't come to the council as yet.
It'll come next month. But I mean, we agree that we can try and accelerate it pretty quickly and so on. I'm sure that TC, we can't do the site visit in between before the next statutory, or so that
A site visit to Abdul.
it's Abdul and the other people. What the other people directly? $1,000 store and this one and that one. So by the time we reach on the statutory, we can make a decision. Here what happened? This thing caused enough problems.
I know, sir. Even if that is the case, that report still hasn't come to the council. It
I
hasn't
understand,
come to
but
the
what is before us is that we set up the meeting. Now we could say right here that even though the meeting agreed to they agreed to site visit, we could say site visit here now to the site visit, and that collides at the next meeting, so we could make a decision.
At the next meeting, sir, the next meeting will be after the next statutory meeting. So that's what I'm saying is that it won't come to the next statutory meeting.
So if we do the site visit before, and then the site visit,
It has to go back to the Markets and Public Health Committee to be discussed and make a recommendation.
when till November, the people we make a decision.
October.
See, that's why we said so long. Justin. TC, I hear you, but we want to act on these things, man.
Sir, the Markets and Public Health Committee is not a standing.
I agree, but here this matter here is before us in this form. We did recommend that a meeting be held. The meeting was held. We know that that committee is not a standing committee. But what we're saying here is that the visits should be made based on councillors who also suggested visits should be made. So we could have those visits done while we,
It still has to go back to the committee. That's what I'm saying. Even if we do the site visit, it has to go back to the Markets and Public Health Committee to be discussed and make a recommendation.
all right. Well, come on. So here what will happen now. The site visit can be done pretty quickly anytime between now and you'll arrange to have another Markets and Public Health Committee before, so both matters will come to the next council. So we make a decision right there. So we ain't gonna got to we ain't gonna come back. I told the people when I met them here that we can try and address this matter pretty quickly. At the rate we operating, that will happen till what? This was September, October. No. So arrange to have a site visit to be done based on that recommendation, and then you bring it back to another public health meeting to come to the full council next month. All right, let's proceed. 1538, 1539, 1540, 1541. This thing with 603 at 1542. Okay, now the council agreed the item be approved. The council agreed that the metal steel plates you use. Okay, metal steel plates. We didn't say grills too, as we could see through, or
Because we want,
did somebody raise that issue?
It was suggested that they use grill.
Yeah. So what we got here? We said metal steel plates, but we said grill.
The engineer, he said that while we were making it, it's like visit, he had suggested that they use grill so they can see.
Yes.
So much for you.
So go ahead, Councillor Jacob.
so Mr. Mayor, but I think you wanted that area for storage purposes. So having that plate will accommodate that. If you have a grill, something probably go through the whole one. But it can still, you created it in such a way that it can still
raise it up.
And then,
Okay. All right.
But on this matter, just a quick question, because something caught my attention. So during the last small committee meeting of the city works, a plan came to us for Mr. Rafi for extension to his building, 5 feet to the back, 22 feet upwards. But from what I'm seeing here, because we visited this location,
yeah.
I think that works was already completed from what I saw there.
Oh.
So, and then looking at this report, I saw that we
studied
and yeah, we looked at the ad, but I saw that we actually charged somebody for that. So just to put you on notice.
So you're saying that
kind of
when we visited the place and the plan now coming to you with the work done, do and executed?
I'm assuming.
You're assuming. And like I was saying, and I said that to you in the you members in the meeting, that I being part of the Central Housing and Planning Authority and in those meetings, I saw a whole host of plans from January or February all the way to now that were being sent there and said that it was considered by the council when it was only considered by the engineer. And none of those plans were coming to the smart committee or the city works committee for approval. And here why it upset me. And I reported right back to Madam Green. Madam Green in this minute say the other day spoke about Mr. Hamilton Green, where we talk about properties above 3 stories, as well as something else you mentioned, 3-story and for parking and garbage plan. And that buildings going up, madam. That is 4-story.
6.
Acha, that I see at the housing thing. I ask question about it. You know, people around me tell me how I am. I should have blocked it then, and I should have stopped this, and I should have asked for the requirement because the people say the council will bring it. I said I never see this matter here. I don't know nothing about this. You got a place building at the back of some way with a driveway, not even a driveway, a walkway, and it going up 4 story. So the me ain't got no parking at all. You got park on the road. And the man and the engineer said he has no objection to that. It's fine. And these kind of double standards I can't accept. No. Eh, eh. By these kind of things. Anyway, go ahead quickly.
Mr. Chairman, I hear your concern on this matter, and I'm saying that when it comes to the engineering department,
It's been a nice corridor. Boy.
maybe two fruit trees in the desert doesn't change the desert. It is still a desert. And when I'm talking about engineering department,
You read the one last night?
don't. No. I'm not. These things that come in my mind when I hear, but I try to use an analogy so you can get the message.
I got you.
Now, these plans to which you report, I asked, and I hope that the town clerk will get it in the department. Our last meeting with the smart committee, it was 2 days ago, right?
Right.
On Friday. I asked that at least, not the meeting that we had Friday, all those plans since our last meeting before Friday, if they can be submitted to the council, the small committee, so we can know these things that you report. I'm not doubting. I suspect that is very accurate.
Well, I can provide all the matters from I did agree to doing that in that committee, and I will provide all the plans for Georgetown from whatever period to whatever period, and I will send it to the committee for them to see how much plans was going there without it ever even having any visibility at our council. And it's stating to the people said it should have gotten some kind of blessing from the council before it reached there. So they're saying that they asked if the engineer is the council, but he's writing on behalf of the council. He writing as the engineer, the man said the council. Go ahead. Yes, I talk between January to now. Yes. Huh?
Just up the road here.
Mm.
Super like a rock shop and big garden and sports bar. Just up the road.
You just go there and take a line.
And imagine my disappointment when I turn up and it's a showroom for cars.
Wait, up the road there now?
You see?
Oh, so the bar is no longer a bar?
It's a showroom for cars and I sit here
Wow.
1 year and not like that I don't come to this council. I think that maybe the one time or 2 times that I was absent.
The showroom for cars?
Yeah.
I thought it's still a bar.
No, it's a showroom for cars though. Maybe
Let me got change of use now.
person might want to.
Oh, no. Let me explain this one to you. Hold up. I think we could talk about this one. Take a seat. I'm gonna explain. Because let me tell you something. I addressed a number of matters there, but one of them was high on the agenda where they got two kind of applications you make. You got applications come through the council, and you got application for like to go directly to central housing, which will deal with change of use. Now, more than likely, they could have done that and avoided us. I asked the question. I said, well, how could you do this without asking our town clerk or asking our treasurer's department if the people are compliant, especially with their taxes? Because if you don't know, what's going on with the issue, you can't approve this thing. If they ask them to change the use or what, you have to be able to consult with us, or the criteria or the policy should speak to it. So that they don't have to because they didn't the policy speaks of this and they didn't change it to whatever. And this was in particular with, and I tell them about that. I'm going to treat with this matter. This is concerning GMR and SC. GMR and SC got restaurant, bar, they got another thing at the top, so they got whatever. And the reason why they shut down before is because they were not compliant. Because yes, there's an aspect of it that speaks of sports, racing and whatever they got. But many other aspects of it speak of these other things that they got going on. And since it's a major commercial enterprise, and we have outstanding taxes, or they owe us outstanding taxes for the council. So I questioned that because that matter came up. And I said, no, these people have things, and we can't get them a change the use of this if they're not compliant with our taxes. And they give me all this fancy thing about whatever. So I'm saying that these kind of things happen where they use this loophole where they can circle the wagon and do this. And likewise, like the point you're making, they apply for change. It's not really a change use, you call it. It's a change of use, yes, but it's applied under a different structure. I got it somewhere on my phone. I'm gonna see if I find it a little later. But it's something. I mean, if you might know about it. Right, but it come under some outline plan information. That's it. You apply for outline plan information. Speaking of a change use, so that is what they do, and they got away with it. So I'm thinking, what you talking about? They could have done that and not have to come to the council, and they get that permission from there. But you still got to come to us for something. In this case, I told them concerning GMR and SC. Doctor, you here? Oh, doctor, yes. Well, I told him, I said, listen, they're not gonna bypass us because they have to come to us for public health stuff, and the public health stuff is necessary in order for them to get to sell liquor and have liquor license and so on. So they're still gonna get around us, but they need to comply. And I think based on that, we end that discussion. But I think that's what happened in this particular case.
They would have break that whole building down and construct. Sorry.
What they break down the building?
Shed or whatever it is, bigger than the last one, to accommodate this new building, and for that they would have had to come to this council. So, I think we.
What the name? CPAL?
CPAL.
I'm gonna check the take to see. CPAL. What's that? What Alexander Street, right? I know it's there. I must have been in there one time. Alexander Street, Kitty. All right, well, check on that. Let's proceed.
Yes, sir.
15 for the 3, 15 for the 4, 15 for the 5. Which one?
So, Mr. Mayor. 618.
Oh, single window.
Right. Yeah, we want computer system. Let me congratulate local government for this, but it's not really their responsibility. So the derelict vehicles.
So they donate the computer to the council? Yeah. You see, you get a computer when you got it by your department?
No, sir. For single window. So it was given to this
They improve
the engineer?
What? But Mr. Mayor, this is really concerning derelict vehicles. So I see here that we agree that the vehicles at the Stone Depot on Princess Street be itemized and sent to the municipal. But can I just add that it should be based on their serviceability, meaning that not all vehicles, right? But there can be vehicles that also can be repaired too. So I'm just saying,
So you're saying
we want to make sure.
So you're saying here that the derelict vehicle part is here. You want those to be sent to the Ministry of Public Works to value and to determine if it's good for use or not?
I didn't went to this meeting, but I see this. No, it said here that they wanted to go to Ministry of Works for approval so that we can clear the compound.
Right.
But I'm saying if you have some that are serviceable, it shouldn't be in this lot. That's all.
So then you should have derelict ones total, and you have serviceable as another thing.
You don't want to.
Just a minute. I wanna. No, asking Mr. Jacobs, you should have a derelict and a serviceable or two different things.
Once we don't dispose of the ones that are serviceable and the derelict mean
So you have serviceable and unserviceable. Unserviceable, unserviceable, and serviceable. Okay. I can tell you something. I can say something just now, but let me hear Council Madam Green. Madam Green, who is wearing red.
What records do we have to show that these vehicles were written off by the internal auditor, our internal auditor? And most likely what's going to the Ministry of Public Works is for like a cost. Then if we're going to put them out. I'm going to tell you something. You know, I don't have no bones and I have no apologies. We put derelict vehicles out there, and the next thing you know, the man driving out the vehicle. I've seen it happen here. So therefore, I'd like to know if the vehicles were written off by the internal auditor. It's now going to the Ministry of Works for evaluation, if you're going to have an auction for them or whatever. And before we move forward, the clear code. I've seen officers buy these sentences, they buy the vehicle and drive out, you know. The next day they drive it out. I've seen that here. So I have no apologies connected.
Drive it out. Continue, Councilor Hines.
The clearing of this compound is about where for the past 5 years.
No, but do it the right way.
The clearing of this compound, the same compound to which we forwarded people. A list was prepared, submitted to the Public Works Ministry, an assessment was done. A value was placed on each item. What is considered unserviceable, serviceable, or beyond repair, if you want to classify it as that. Some of those. Yeah. Some of those things were removed. Some of them, it wasn't sold, but what was left, it was determined that those that still had some value of tax based on the list that was submitted. It was supposed to be cleared out a long time, and those that couldn't come back at all should have been removed. Now I see here we got to send back one to Public Works or what?
I hear you, and that's one of the points I would have made, because we have, and I'm sure it's in the custody of the town clerk, where we have that. I've had that evaluation already, and there's no need for us to go back for one. So I don't know. You see, who make this decision? This happened at the city work, but how this can happen at city work? You been sitting down there.
I was sitting down there. That's
Not you. You. So if you sit down there, why we come up with these recommendations when you know that we have?
I could not have been making this recommendation.
So, Madam TC, this recommendation that we got here, we already have a document speaking to this here. Maybe what you should do, TC, is put your hand on it and get it to the internal auditor, for the internal auditor to do some work concerning this, and to work out with the engineer department to identify these things, and then we could exist, and then we can determine based on the recommendation and evaluation then what is serviceable, what is unserviceable, and then we'll arrange to clear this place. All right, we are going to do a whole new process of revaluation. All right, so I think we're through with that. We're gonna have an acting appointment. Hold up. I seen something here about acting appointment, but I also saw something earlier concerning what the man name, Mr. What the other guy name? Muslim man. Kelman, where they're saying that Kelman is the gonna be acting, and acted as deputy, but I seen here something else. So tell me what's going on.
Someone is on leave.
So, so Kabila is also on leave, right?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Oh, you got
acting.
Kabila on leave and Kelman on leave and Adventure on leave. How does it be possible?
When she came back today, sir. Kabila was supposed to be proceeding from today. Mr. Kelman had a family emergency and he was granted leave to travel. So that's the reason why he was out. But the acting sir, Mr. Kelman, was supposed to be acting or should have been acting as deputy when Mr. Venture was out.
Right.
But that decision was not made in a timely manner. The committee turned back that before that recommendation. And the time that it took to really
So nobody
decide
was
that
ever acting in the position.
no, as deputy for now.
Okay.
So the recommendation would be for the second set of leave when Mr. Venture approves later in this year.
So you say no, the second set of what?
Leave. Mr. Venture only took a portion of his leave.
So who gonna, because I even saw something like that for the end of the year. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And who is the person gonna be acting?
Sir, there's a recommendation here for Kabila Allen's-Work to act.
This is this here.
Yes, sir.
For the end of the year.
It was tabled at the HR committee.
So then we have to fix it to state that then. State at the end of the year.
The item was tabled at the HR committee, so we need to see the recommendation coming out.
From that. Okay. All right. Step. Lighting fixture. Some are by some market lights. Yeah. Anything with that?
I can't give an update on that.
What about the AC that we buy the AC and don't do with
I
that?
know the check was written, Miss Yugoshi, did they collect it? Oh, Mr. Douglas, sorry, I forgot. Yugoshi had to leave already. Was the AC collected for the Albright Song Health Center? The check was written.
So who got buy this thing? Who got pick up the check? The person who got we buying it from?
There's a system in the city treasurer's department whereby the treasurer is going to send one of her staff to uplift these items and have them pass through the stores.
Right.
The issue with that is we do not have a procurement officer, and I believe Andre is either on leave or he's fulfilling jury duty. So we have to leave. Yeah, he's on leave. So what they do, they try to get some other staff to fill in to get these get this done. And as a result of that, it's taken a bit longer.
What we also need to do, TC, is look among us and because I remember the same on.
So, guys, that will be ending our broadcast here today, live from City Hall. We've been going for 2.5 hours, and
We gotta look deep within our system to be able to decide which is
we've
best.
been hearing a bunch of issues being raised by councillors and trying to be addressed, but still, we don't seem to see or finding any clear way forward in terms of making Region 4 better and treating with the issues in Region 4, the capital city more so. Anyway, thank you for joining us on this broadcast. Cordell Joes from Livewire TV saying bye for now.
Noted, sir.